A Lancaster County man lived in pain for years, ankle pain that is. Bob Hershey was always looking for the next place to sit down. Here's Bob's journey. Bob Hershey is a collector.
I've always liked cars, so I grew up playing with cars.
A passion that Bob cultivated throughout the years. Now at 71, Bob's hobby has expanded into this.
I call it his garage mahal just because he has spent so many years on it, and it's very large, and he has a very large car collection.
I build some nice cars up there, and then I collect antique cars too, but mostly I've built some pretty fast hot rods. Then that led me into enjoying these porcelain, tin, and dealer signs.
Bob's favorite pastimes took a back seat. His health became his priority.
In early 2000, around that time, even maybe the late 90s there, my ankles were starting to give me a bad time. They would turn over so easily and things like that. And I knew they were weak, but it just kept getting worse.
The diagnosis, osteoarthritis.
The pain that is associated with ankle arthritis is great, and it's continuous, whether you're on the foot or off the foot. We live on a farm. At that time, we had an extensive business here on the farm, and it involved him being mobile to go all over the farm. So it ended up that mostly he lived his life on a golf cart.
Bob and Doreen talked about the next steps, including ankle replacement surgery.
My wife and I started researching and knowing that these were not going to last that long.
I was so grateful when the internet really came out, because that is actually how we found out about the Agility ankle.
I sincerely would have gone anywhere in the world to find the best person to do that, because it's such a delicate operation and not many people were doing it. We heard about Dr. Paul Giuliano at the Hershey Medical Center, which is 45, 50 minutes from me, and here I'm willing to go anywhere, and found that the best guy was right there, the best doctor.
Initially, Bob went the non-surgical route.
So I visited Dr. Giuliano, and he gave me special braces that we had inserted in boots and so forth. And it worked, and it helped. I clanked and clattered around with them for a while.
We spent a couple of years with him. He helped us do everything to prolong the replacement, because we were obviously hesitant.
After a couple of years, Bob could no longer put the brakes on surgery. In 2007, he had his first ankle replacement surgery.
At that time, there was one ankle available, one model, I'm going to say. So that's what everyone in the industry was using. And again, I'll say there just wasn't that many people doing, many doctors at all doing it.
Then the recovery began.
It was probably 3 months till I was really getting around on crutches and so forth, but gingerly and carefully. And 5-6 months I was still on crutches, but most of the time, but was relieving the crutches a little bit.
When the x-ray showed that the bone had grown the whole way tight around the replacement, he was able to start walking. And the first thing he said was, "I should have done this years ago."
Lo and behold, I was out walking and enjoying it, pain-free.
3 years later, Bob had his other ankle replaced, this time with a newer model.
Then when it was time for the second one, we were not as hesitant. We were not afraid. We had complete faith in Dr. Giuliano. By that time, we had known him 7 or 8 years.
It was a faster recovery. Still a lengthy recovery, but definitely a faster recovery. I remember I was on my feet earlier.
16 years later, Bob is still on his feet and is pain-free.
He has been able to return to a wonderful life for a healthy, active man, which he is.
I'm able to do all those things, to be able to walk and go up and down stairs, be up in my shop, get in and out of the cars nicely and so forth. If I want to go and walk through trails through the woods, I can do that. So it doesn't really inhibit me at all.
So I'm so thankful to Dr. Giuliano. Our life is so wonderful. We have taken trips to Europe and we have taken trips to Mexico, and we couldn't have done any of that.
It's good. I get around well, and again, so grateful.
Bob encourages anyone with ankle pain to do something about it now. Don't wait. The surgeries, as you can see, really gave him his life back.